Hey everybody, it's Kyla Zader and I am here to inspire you along your health journey. And today we are doing a health talk.
I really think that if I did not come on my cycle for that second time that month, that I would not have even recognized anything. Stressing more about your pain really doesn't do anything but cause more pain. Then we have the lovely T.O. Moore.
And this series is all about having genuine conversations with women about their health journey because conversation is healing. I honestly found so much healing through talking with other women about endometriosis, including Lauren. So today we're going to talk about Lauren's journey, and Lauren is the founder of Endo Black. So of course I had to wear my Endo Black t-shirt. We're going to talk a little bit about Endo Black, the things that are coming up for Endo Black, and how you can get involved. All right, guys, let's get into this. I am so super excited. Today we have Lauren from Endo Black. Welcome, Lauren.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I think when we say like Endo sisters, you truly are my Endo sister. Like,
it's not a joke. Girl.
It's not a joke. It's not a game. And I think, even from day one when we met, I was just like, I just have to support everything that she's doing. Like, you came out the gate just doing some amazing stuff, and it is snowballing into some massive movements. So I just want to say I'm so excited to call you an Endo sister and just having you here to have this conversation. So welcome. And today, all we want to do is just like open the conversation up because healing comes through conversation. I think that even myself and with us, like I found so much healing with us just talking. Yeah. So I wanted to bring you on and just start the conversation.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And like you said, the Endo sister thing is super real. I don't even know how long we've known each other now. Like I genuinely don't remember. But, outside of COVID, we're definitely going like to events together, and then from events, I want to grab some food.
Yes, girl. Yeah. And what's crazy? Okay. So when you started Endo Black, you started it with a photo shoot.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Started with the photo shoot in February. That was 2019. That was just, that was not last year. This is 2020.
That was not last year. You true.
I mean, we don't know what happened in 2020. I don't know. But yeah, it was February of 2019. And then we followed up with the meet and greet in DC.
Yep. And that was the year I had Clay. Yep.
And he is big. I can't believe that was the year you got Clay, because he's like a teenager in my eyes. I don't know.
Girl, he's definitely 2 going on 13. That's real. That is real.
The walk together.
Yes, we went to the walk together. We did the march. That's crazy. Yeah, I think every year we've seen each other in March, except for
this year. Whatever fibroids event. Was that fibroids?
Yes. No, PCOS.
Yeah.
PCOS. Yep. The PCOS awareness event. Yeah, we've done a lot, Lauren. This is so exciting.
Yes, it is. It is. So I appreciate you, just sharing your platform with me. And like you said, conversation is how we heal each other, just talking. And even, with us just comparing things and me asking you about things, pertaining to health and pertaining to endometriosis and pertaining to your job as far as like education and teaching. Overall, it just helps all the way. So.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to dive into your journey with Endo. So what year is this for you with Endo? How long have you actually known you had endometriosis?
For real? I'm coming up on 10 years. I was diagnosed
what?
in 2011. Yes. So.
Oh my goodness.
And I was on March the 18th. So everything is like surreal with the conference, and it's like, boom, so. It's interesting.
So I was diagnosed in March too, but I'm 8 years in the game. So girl, you a vet.
Girl, I do not want to be one. I do not want to be one at all. March the 18th, 2011.
Oh, wow.
Surgery, but they told me in October of 2010 that she thought I had it. We just couldn't schedule a surgery until after, because I wanted to wait after I finished college.
Mm-hmm.
And I completed school in December of 2010. And that was when I was like, okay, we can do the surgery. It's a new year, whatever the case might be.
So when you actually were prepping for your surgery, did you have a OBGYN schedule you for your surgery, or did you go to a specialist?
OBGYN. At that time, I didn't even know that there was a such thing as an endo specialist. Like, I had a situation at school at Morgan State where I was super stressed out. We had our midterms and homecoming. I tell this story all the time, but it's like so stupid. Why is midterms and homecoming back to back? It doesn't matter. It could be flip flop each year. But I was on a presentation for my class, and in order for us to pass classes, we had to do presentations because I was a speech communications major. And I got up, and then I how you feel like your period is on. My period was on. This would be like the second time my period was on within that month. Like literally it went off and came back. So I was like, oh, this is a little weird. And, I went to the emergency room. She gave me some medication. She was like, you need to find an OBGYN. And I didn't want to go all the way back home to see the family doctor. So I just found an OBGYN in that location. And that was the first time I heard anything about endometriosis. I didn't know it was a such thing as a specialist for endometriosis. My symptoms, I thought all my symptoms were regular. Like she asked me to describe them. And I said, girl, this happens. This happens. She's like, none of that is normal. I was like, what? And she was like, I think that you may have, endometriosis. And then she did the pelvic exam to see if I had a reverted uterus, and I do. And she was like, that is a really high symptom of endometriosis. So, we talked about it. I talked to my dad about, and that was weird. But, just talking to him about it, we tried to figure out something. I scheduled the surgery for March the 18th, and then that was when I was diagnosed.
Oh, wow. Yep. Okay. So you literally were in college. So what were some of your symptoms? Like, did you have a lot of pain, or was it like something that actually happened that kind of led up to you feeling like it was something wrong?
I really think that if I did not come on my cycle for that second time that month, that I would not have even recognized anything. Because my cycle to me was, regular, because, we didn't talk about cycles. We didn't compare cycles. We didn't talk about pain. In my family, that wasn't something that we talked about. So as far as like my left knee hurt before my cycle, right knee hurt after my cycle was gone. I would get sharp pains in my back, sharp pains in my abdomen. And I'm sure some other symptoms that I, now that I'm thinking about it, I have no idea what I was really going through during that time and the pain that I would get, because I didn't attribute that to anything. I was just like, oh, ouch. Okay. I'm back, whatever. I don't know what that was about, but I'm just going to keep on pushing. So it could have been some other symptoms that could have, triggered that or shown me that something was wrong, but I never would have picked it up if it would not have been for my cycle coming back on when I was in college, honestly.
Oh, wow. So back-to-back cycles was like the contributing factor.
I mean, like literally Monday through Thursday, and this is just days that I'm throwing out. Monday through Thursday is my cycle. It gets heavy when you come on, and then it gets light as it goes through. So it was light, and it went away. Like literally a full day of no spotting, no bleeding, another full day. And then 2 days later, I'm like, okay, I'm spotting again. And I'm like, that's not, not supposed to be happening. And it was heavy enough that it went through my undergarments, my and my dress,
Oh, wow.
And, I had to cover myself up when I left. And, when you wear clothes, like, okay, it may, do spotting in your undergarments, but it never goes through if it's not that heavy.
Right.
And so that was something for me that really like threw me off. And I don't like doctor's offices. I never did like hospitals or anything like that. So I tried to stay out of them because I always thought that I could figure it out myself. But like I still had my cycle, and it was like I thought it would go away because I thought it was just spotting, and it didn't go away. It actually got heavier. And I was like, oh, my cycle was back. I'm going to the ER because I didn't know what else to do. So.
That's crazy. So what were some of your ways of relieving your pain? Like after 10 years in the game, like what have you found to be your pain relievers?
In all honesty, it has been a roller coaster for me. And what I've noticed is that I have to adapt with my body. Pain fluctuates. I get different, like literally just a few minutes ago, I had like this sharp pain racing in my chest. Like, and I was like, ooh, okay. Recently I've been having chest pains, which are totally different from what I've normally had.
Right.
And I really don't think there's anything I can do about that. But, I have looked into CBD ointments. I've looked into CBD gummies. I've looked into CBD drops. That has helped me because it has calmed me, relaxed me. And sometimes, I often just take a moment. And I think we talked about this with like meditation and just taking a moment for ourselves to just relax and take deep breaths. And I'm not all into, holistic and all of that stuff, but I do think certain things work for me. So I do a lot of deep breathing and taking moments where I might just put my hand on my chest and I might put my hand on my stomach and I just take deep breaths to calm myself down, and I sit in my pain. That may not be beneficial for a lot of people, but I realized that stressing more about your pain really doesn't do anything but cause more pain. It's kind of, if you've ever been in a car accident, if you brace up for a car accident, you will be in more pain than what you are actually would be in without it. Like if I've been in a car accident before, well, I've been in a couple car accidents, but I haven't been driving, so don't, that's not me. But it was one of them was mine. But the other ones, like driving and almost got in a car accident, and they were like, oh, well, you didn't even. I was like, well, I mean, what I'm going to do? Like, if you brace yourself, you're preparing your body to be hurt, so your body is more tense.
Yes.
Which recognizes the pain more than it would averagely recognize the pain. So those are some of the things that I try to do. Of course, the food. Of course, we talk about taking stuff out your diet, but I've added sea moss to my diet. I have done juicing. I have done smoothies. I love celery juice, even though it is nasty.
Do you put lemon in your celery juice?
I'm allergic.
Oh, okay.
It's like trust and believe. If I could do that, I would. But
Okay.
I would add ginger, but I think that would kind of throw it off. I don't think that would be good for me. Also carrot juice. I love that. The smoothies I've done, like watermelon is really one of my favorite fruits. So like literally I might go to the store, just get some cut up watermelons and snack on them, or I might do like a watermelon mint mojito. I might add some jalapenos to it. Like, and a lot of people it's because it's a kick, but jalapeno is really healthy for you too.
Yes,
it is. As that. So I do that. Might add some honey in it. So we take stuff out of that, but I think it's important to add like a lot of foods to help with the inflammatory for you. And make sure that you are not, in pain. A lot of things, especially turmeric and ginger. Like, if they could be my best friends, like, ooh, because turmeric and ginger really do help. And recently, I have started going to this place in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, to get my juices, and they are so nice. They accommodated me because I'm allergic to everything. But I was like, oh, I would love to have a sea moss juice. They was like, well, what are you allergic to? I told them. Then it was like, all right, come back next week. I got you. And they put beets, dates, sea moss, and ginger and mint. And they mix it up. And I don't like beets. I hate
Let me write that down.
I will definitely text it to you so you remember. The bottle out here and drink it all. But
And
So,
what's the name of this place?
Main Street Corner in Upper
Okay.
Maryland. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah,
Thank you for the tip of the night.
own business at that.
Oh, nice. Even better. Okay.
It's really nice. But you know, I try to adapt certain things into my diet because I think that helps. Also, weighted blankets are really good. You can get them from Target, 15-pound or 25-pound blankets. You get them from Amazon. And also just making sure that you're taking your supplements, you know, vitamins, magnesium, zinc.
Yes.
Make sure you're adding those. I definitely just got me some. And the thing is, I hate it because I just bought some vagina probiotics the other day from Target. The thing cost $25, 30 tablets in one. And I'm like, yo, the bottle is this big. Tabs like this big. I'm like, why are we even wasting all of this? Is this bottle for the words or is it for the capsules? But you have to take those things. You have to add those things to your diet. To make sure that you are getting those nutrients in it, because the foods that we eat don't always carry that type of stuff. And you know, we try. It's very difficult, but I mean, it's difficult to think you're about to get magnesium and zinc unless you eat that stuff every single day. Like,
right.
I mean, every day. Like, and that's a lot.
Yeah, I think for me, the way that I get my extra magnesium in is low-key baths, Epsom salt baths.
Oh.
I make sure I take an Epsom salt bath at least once a month. And then now that I'm working from home, I do my my feet. Like, girl. I'll do a foot, like my foot massager soaker. I'll soak my feet in Epsom salt like throughout the day, like while I'm on calls. And low key, like that is the best way. Like it was a study that was done that showed that because we stopped taking baths as a country, like a lot of us have become deficient with our magnesium. So jump in the bath, girl.
I mean, hey, you might want to add some oils to it.
Yes, girl.
Okay. I like that. Let me look. Okay.
Last but not least, I wanted to talk about Endo Black. Like, you are such an amazing advocate with just our community in general. Like, I mean, you know, honestly, like I honestly look at you in awe sometimes because it takes a lot to start an organization and do social movements and posting and trying to cultivate a community. Like, that's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot, but it is so rewarding. I always think about how my mom said, you know, if there's a void, fill it, you know, and I can't do the complaining. You know, it like genuinely, like it eats me up to sit around and complain about stuff that does not change. So if I'm not going to be a part of the resolution, I'm going to be quiet. And, you know, I can't be quiet. So I needed to figure out how to be a part of something. So that's what I did. And honestly, I think that this has been the most amazing, I'm trying to get another word here. It's been difficult too. It's been scary, you know, being vulnerable, talking about your story, putting yourself out there. But it's been like genuine. Like all of this is from my heart. I think that I couldn't do it without people like you. I couldn't do it without people like, you know, April, Christina, and Samantha Danae. You guys are really my Endo tribe. And of course, the staff at Endo Black is so important to have your Endo tribe. And really just saying, you know, this is something that I don't like. My sisters are struggling. I hear their stories every single day. It's getting crazy. I don't like it. We're in 2021 and people are still having situations going on. And it's overwhelming to me. So I know it's overwhelming to them. So, you know, I think that it's so important to create a platform and a safe space to make sure that African-American women and women of color basically have this. They have a safe atmosphere to talk about how they feel, to talk about what's going on, to really get some type of idea on, you know, well, what's next for me? If we complaining. Well, listen, we're not going to keep complaining anymore. You know, we're going to start writing down our complaints and figuring out how to tackle them on our own. If you're not going to help us, we have to do it ourselves. So that's what we've been up to. That's what I do. We have a team of women. They all have endometriosis. They're all African American.
And they're all dope and have skill sets out of this world.
Listen, we just got off a call. We just got off a meeting. And each one of them are skillful in their own way, and they bring so much great things to the table where, certain things that I will Google anything, but I don't know all this stuff. We have a communication coordinator. She's like, oh, well, I'll do this. And I was like, yeah, you do that. I don't know how to do that, sis, but I need them. And, and I think that is how we get to where we go. Like,
yeah,
I don't expect everybody to be an endo advocate. Like, if you can't be an endo advocate because you have, a nonprofit, a business, a 9 to 5, and this and this and this, don't do it. It may be overwhelming, but if you can add your voice by sharing a story, by donating money, by doing a walk, by, doing a fundraiser, or, encouraging people to do a fundraiser, or just sharing a story, do what you can do and use your skill set to make sure that you do your part. And it doesn't have to be, oh, well, I don't have endometriosis, so, I probably shouldn't, I'm not asking people that only have endometriosis. This is not just the endometriosis situation, because we have young women out here, young girls that have cycles. And if you're having a cycle of 7, 6, 8, 9, 10, most likely they may have a woman's reproductive issue.
Yes, correct.
Because they're having their cycles at an earlier age. So let's tackle what's happening and let's figure out how to really help them. This is not just a us situation. This is a we. We're together, and we have to figure out, how to make the world recognize that, endometriosis is a disability. How do we recognize that sanitary napkins need to disclose the ingredients? How do we recognize that the stuff that we're putting in our bodies that are toxic are really doing more damage and harming us versus helping us? So we have to do so much work, and I can't do it by myself. You can't do this by yourself. So we really have to come together as a group of women, of people that are affected by endometriosis, whatever you want to consider it. We have to work together to get this thing up and going. Endo Black focuses on African American women and women of color affected by endometriosis, but we're inclusive. We don't have a problem with people coming to our page, sharing our information, learning information, because we all bleed. We all bleed.
that we do.
We all came out of a uterus, a womb.
Yeah. So, I mean, and when you think about bleed in different ways. So
yeah,
technically,
you cut your finger, you bleeding. Don't cut your finger. Don't do it.
Okay, so this year, your 10th year of being a part of the endo community, you are doing a conference. You're doing a conference. Something big is coming. Lord, it's our table. Tell me, you gotta give us the details.
Honestly, our table, standing on the front lines, advocates and allies conference. I mean, that's just it. Our table. Like, so many years we've been fighting. So many years we're like, please, representation matters. Can you listen to us? Can you add us to your platform? Can you do all these things? And last year that did happen. And I won't say that didn't happen, but just because you're listening doesn't mean you're changing. And I think that's the big thing. It's like, so many times people apologize. Well, you're apologizing, but you're not changing your behavior. So if no change behavior is happening, that means your apology never was genuine in the first place. And for us, we are doing this because we are building, we're setting our own rules. We're building what we need to build, and we're going to be our authentic selves. I think a lot of times we tend to, and I mean we as a whole, as in like women of color, African American women, we tend to shield ourselves. We tend to kind of hide our culture, like all of this right now, me being you and us talking and just us being ourselves and not worrying about, oh, well, let me, get my
the right way.
I'm going to be judged, like, okay, I'm going to be my authentic self, and my message is going to get out regardless of what you think.
Right.
Really what the conference is about. We have Art Array, who's a musical artist, which is so dope. She's and she said, let's get this thing going. She has endometriosis. She has music that's dedicated to her journey with endometriosis. So she's going to talk about that on Friday night. Then we have the lovely Tia Moore.
Right.
The lovely Tia Moore. Oh my gosh. You know, just watching her as a child and not even recognize that we'd be connected later on in life. You know, that was a Black show that most of African-American women watched, you know. Sister, listen, I can sing the whole song right now, and I can go home, Roger, and we would know, okay? But, you know, she's going to talk about her endometriosis battle. She's going to talk about her supplement line answers, definitely shopanswers.com. She's going to talk about motherhood. That's just going to be an amazing opportunity for her to just get out there and share her story, because I don't think we really have heard it on a platform like this. So this will be a great opportunity. Of course, this is the first conference, and for her to come, like, now I'm gonna have to ask Whoopi to come next. Like, who you know what I'm saying? Who next? You know, so we have that, and then the next day, of course, you'll be there. It's going to be amazing. We have motherhood and endometriosis, women in business with endometriosis, endo advocacy, and health equity. Just literally in a discussion after another. So if you want to stay tuned for all of them, you want to go to one, pick whichever one you choose to do. But know that each one of them are going to be dedicated to the women on the panel and to, you know, basically communicating with those who really need to hear that information. And then Sunday is going to be awesome as well. We had the final season finale, whatever you call it. I don't know how this works because this is my first time.
Of the series, your series.
Thank you. Season finale of the series of the VDOT podcast, which is a podcast with co-hosts April Christina, Samantha Danae, and myself, where we talk about all womb things. It's not endometriosis, even though we always go back to endometriosis. So that's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to close out with the state of Black endo. And I will be talking about some amazing things. I really want everybody to be there. This is going to be live. So Art Array is going to open up on live on Facebook, and we're going to stream that live. And then everything is going to go to the people that paid.
I love it.
And
I love it.
Open back up live again with the end. So at least people can see the beginning and the end of it. And if we can end on those two notes, people will see how important it is, and they'll be interested in supporting, looking to see other information that Indo Black shares. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be talking about some things, and I'm going to hit hard. So I hope people are ready, because, you know, what's No Limit? You don't know Ned? Like I did. Sharing some things. I'm gonna be hitting some statistics. I just hope that people are comfortable within themselves to understand that this is not an attack against them, but this is an attack against the system, and we just have to change the system. So we have to work together. And in order for us to work together, you're gonna have to hear the truth.
Right. And you know, we both are part of the Black Women's Coalition.
Girl.
And I feel like this is just like the reason why we have to do it, because there's so many, there's so much information out there that's just wrong and in error. And we have to push out the information that's truthful for women like us 10 years ago and 8 years ago, simply on Google, trying to figure out what's going on in my body. Like, you know, when I first searched for endometriosis, I knew what it was. Like, I was like, oh, this aligns. But simply because my doctor said it was right, like, I went another 5 years before I found another doctor and another doctor and another doctor. But
the person that went to medical school, like, I also did medical school. I went to school for speech. So it's kind of like we're literally leaving our lives up to people, but the people that we're leaving our lives up to have to be correct with their information. I can't come to you and say, this is what I'm struggling with. Can you help me? And you say, of course I can help you. Well, you don't have endometriosis because that's for white women. What you mean?
Right.
It's like, well, guess what? I'm white today because clearly I have endometriosis.
Right. If we go back to my ancestry DNA test, like I think I'm about 10%. It's somewhere in there.
That's how Tom said it. It's 10%. I seen it. Or 20, something like that.
Right.
But so it's like we just have to have correct information. Because it could be detrimental to not only women of African American descent, but women of color in general. It can be detrimental, and not even just white women, but the fact that I read a risk factor is tall women. You're short,
right?
Christina is short. Samantha Danae is short. Like they're 5'3". Like I'm literally out of the four of us. If that was the case, I would be
the tallest.
And that's just like, who says stuff like, where did you find this data?
Right.
How did you come to a conclusion? And even saying stuff like, oh, well, women that gave birth after 30. Well, I had my surgery when I was 20, 21 years old. Like you talking about people that give birth after 30, you need to diagnose them before they get to 30. Because this is painful. Like people are losing their lives because they're overdosing on medications, because they can't handle this. It's a financial burden. They're depressed because they can't conceive. They don't know what's wrong, and they're in pain. Like who wants to be in pain? Seriously. Like, let me say this. Be careful what I said. The doctors are males, so. Just imagine for the men that are watching, if you are watching, you being kicked in your balls every single day and you get that same pain in your stomach every single minute. That is what it feels like. Well, that's my assumption on what it feels like, because I really feel like ours may be worse, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Definitely worse.
Well, I'm just so excited about the things to come. This baby has been birthed. This is only the beginning. All of your fruits of your labor, everybody will reap. So yes, it's here, honey. The tree is alive and well.
Let me tell you, I quit my job on December the 24th, 2020.
Wow.
And I ain't know. I had no clue that Tia would reach out in something like this. I had no clue that our array would be interested in something like this. I had no clue that everybody that agreed to be on the panel discussions would say, yes, I'll do it, and not think twice about it, So, I'm sorry. I'm not going to get emotional, but it's just a surreal feeling. I might get emotional. It's a surreal feeling because I've been taught certain things in my life, and you're taught to fight for what you believe in. And you really get a chance to see the impact of it. And I really don't always recognize that. I don't always get excited about the things that I've done. I don't always sit in the glory or sit in the happiness or sit in the celebration, because I just keep on going because that's what I'm taught to do. But to see how many women are just blessed and affected and connected by this makes me overwhelmed with emotion. Like, being vulnerable can be difficult, but it's rewarding when it helps so many women. We have thousands of women in our our Facebook private group. We have thousands of women following on our public page. We have almost 10,000 women following on our Instagram page, and it's like, it wasn't like this last year. It wasn't, we weren't even like this last year, like, I think it was 1,000, like 2019. I had no clue. Clue this would affect so many women, and that so many women will be touched by this. So like, it gives me chills to know this, and I really wish that my moms were here to see it.
She's watching you.
Yeah. But I just, no, definitely. I feel her. Like, I'm saying? I feel all of it. And I know that this is not the end. And I know that this is simply the beginning. This is our first conference. So I'm just super excited. I'm super scared at the same time. But
girl, just walk in it.
nervousness is important to have because it's something I really, really wanted. And everything I did was very, very genuine. And I think it's important to recognize, the support system that I have, because without them, without you, like I said before, this would not be possible. Without my family, this would not be possible. Like everything that people instilled in me, speaking up for myself, like I tell people all the time, when I was younger, no one would believe it. I had a very, very soft voice. Very. Mom, can you, mom, auntie, can you, my like, speak up. I can't hear you. What'd you say? Speak up. Speak up. And I'd be like, like, I don't want to speak up, but I'm just so happy that was something that I was taught to do. Like, even though she's not here, even though they're not here, it's like, you really did something, what you did there. Like, you did something, and you have made me into this wonderful woman that is not afraid to do the impossible. I'm not afraid to do what other, people, aren't able to do at this moment. Like, people, just like the hospital from way back, had a situation that went on, and somebody was like, did you see this? And I'm like, why she send me this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm like, oh, she's sending me this so I can make it change. And I'm like, all right, I got work to do, and they changed it. Never knew that it would change at 6:30 p.m. after we posted it at 2, but that's cool on a Sunday. And that means people are listening.
Right.
So we have a voice and we have to share it. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so happy to have the support and the love. And I know that this conference is going to be amazing. But y'all, I'm telling you, you can have a whole calendar plan. We got April.
I love it.
We got August, and we got October and November. So, this is something we're doing, but just know that we have a sanitary napkin initiative that we focus on solely to make sure that we get non-toxic sanitary napkins to young girls and domestic violence victims. We are making sure that we are also connecting with people in the community to discuss CBD and African American community members. Like, we have to figure out how we get help, because we're so scared to use CBD because of policies that have put our people in prison systems, and now they're legalizing it, but they not decriminalizing it to the point where you're taking these people out of jail. But that's a whole nother topic. I ain't gonna get into. So we're going to do these conversations. We're going to be the people that do this stuff. So like I said, I quit my job December 24th, 2020. And let me tell you, we're going up.
I love it. Well, walk in faith. I am praying with you. I have your back, like whatever you need. You already know.
Always. And you up the street. So soon as I'm up there.
Right. Come on up. Come on up to Baltimore. We got you. We got you. Well, thank you, Lauren. Lastly, if people want to donate or if they want to come to the conference, where do they need to go?
Yes. So if you want to come to the conference, go to www.ourtableconference.com. Everything is on there, including the guest speakers. Just click tickets and you can go to get your tickets from Eventbrite. You also can donate at endoblack.org/giving. We're up there. We have a PayPal. If you want to, mail in a check, you can do that way. Whichever, we're trying to meet people their way. I think it's very, very important to do that. So definitely, I will definitely send you the links to make sure we add that, because I know that's difficult for people to remember.
I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys loved that interview. I hope that you guys got something out of it. We definitely had some gems in there for you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your favorite part of this conversation. And yeah, here's to being healthy your way. See you next video.